Hey there, sports fans. How we doing? I'm good, thank you. Still on tour en France. Not as nice as it was yesterday because it's the evening now, which they also have in France, but they call it le soir. So it's pretty nice here, giving me a lot of time to think about my six again from last round. So, welcome to the 10 Yards Back podcast YouTube channel. If you've never been here before, it doesn't always look like this. Most of the time, I'm sat in a dingy garage with an electric fire in the background for ambience. I'm on tour. I'm in France on holiday, but that hasn't stopped me coming up with some classic rugby league moments from round 15 of the 2025 Betfred Super League. If you're watching this, which you probably are right now, if you want to listen to it instead, head over to Spotify, 10 Yards Back. If you want to hear some more stuff that I've got to say, maybe in the future, head over to X, 10 Yards Back on X as well. I can't think of any other way of communicating with people other than those two channels. So let's get into it. Round 15 was a great round, a fantastic round. A good round to be a Saints fan because Wigan grew further away from league leaders. Saints obviously won. Warrington lost, so that town is kind of buzzing at the minute. Hull I bet is equally buzzing after round 14. So what I do here is I pick 6 moments from the weekend to talk about, pretty much outside of the results, really. So that maybe if you didn't see the games at the weekend, you've still got something to talk about with your mates that did see the games. Or, just something to think about heading into this round for discussion at the pub. All right, so number 1. This week, I thought I'd open number 1 with a bit of a discussion point. So, on Friday's game, Leeds versus St Helens, at the Totally Wicked Stadium, Saints were the underdogs, right? Everyone had Saints down as losing. They had a shit team out, basically, a really young team. Leeds had a full squad, and they've won their last 5 on the bounce. Something like that. So, imagine everyone's surprise when, 10 minutes in, Saints choose to take the 2 for a penalty that I believe was a high tackle on Tristan Saylor. They take the 2. Now, I'm sat there in the ground, Totally Wicked Stadium, and there's boos from everyone around. I'm thinking, yeah, this is great because we get some points on the board, which might be in short supply later on. They kick it. It's a pretty tricky kick, to be honest. And then again at 23 minutes, I believe, offside, right close to the try line, they choose to take the 2 again, making it 4-0. Now, again, boos around the stadium for not running those penalties in. My point here, my question, I guess, to those watching is, why is it so frowned upon to take the 2? I was looking at that. Those opening 10 minutes of that game, Saints really stuck it to Leeds. They really massively won that territory battle, the ethereal territory battle. They'd been down on Leeds' try line basically 4 times already. Some great kicks from Mbai put them really close. So I can see on the one hand not taking the 2 because you feel like you're on a roll, but on the other hand, you've got to kind of be looking around and thinking, we've basically spent 10 minutes down here. We're going to be back. Let's take the 2, get some points on the board, and replay it. Up to you, please. If you got comments, whatever, is it frowned upon purely because it's less entertaining? Is it frowned upon simply because it's not rugby league and it's not what we do? We're not bloody union. Because it might be that as well. I don't know. I know that the points balance, a penalty, a conversion in league is only half a try, whereas in union it's kind of like 2/3 of a try, really, isn't it? So I know that the economy of that is kind of different. But just let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's make some friends in the comments. Let me know what you think, what your thoughts are on taking the 2, because Saints did it twice on Friday for no good reason. It wasn't a close game. It was 0-0, 10 minutes in. Anyway, moving on. Number 2, baby. O'Brien's second chance. So this is the story of Gareth O'Brien in Lee's victory against the Catalans Dragons over in Perpignan on Saturday. He, I think, Tessinu scored a try. Someone scored a try anyway. Pretty tricky kick that O'Brien's got to deal with here, right on the try line. So it probably wasn't Tessinu, thinking about it. Right on the touchline. He goes to take the kick, and those bloody buggers, those Catalans Dragons, just start walking forwards before he's even thought about taking the kick. And you can see that O'Brien kind of panics and thinks, oh, well, shit, if they're coming forward, I guess I better take it. Kick goes wide, fine, whatever. They lost it. It's 22-12 or whatever the score is. So everyone sets back up. It's pretty late in the game at this point. Everyone sets back up, Catalans and League. And you kind of hear the referee chunnering away on the mic. And he goes, no, I'm going to let him take that again. And you're thinking, what does he mean by that? He's going to let him take it again. What does he mean? He goes, no, I'm going to let him take that again. He goes, come here, Gareth. Come here. Take it again, mate. Take it again. And he makes the Catalans go back, stand back behind the try line, and watch him take the kick again, which is successful, by the way. Same place, same time. No penalty involved. There's no mark of a penalty, a foul play, or anything like that. The referee simply says, nah, you were too quick on that. You shouldn't have walked forward. Take it again. I think it's the first time I've ever seen that myself. You know, to just give it again, to just say, no, have another go at that one. Because you can kind of, I don't know, like, what happens if a gust of wind comes and blows the ball off the tee? Nah, go on. I'll let you do it again. Someone's a shit kicker. Nah, go on, give him a chance. Give him another go. Gareth O'Brien got 2 bites of the cherry, and one of them was successful. Just a bloody weird thing. Imagine being the Catalans in that. I mean, and I think it was Luke Keary, the Super League's enemy, Luke Keary, was leading that kind of move forward. Imagine being just told off. Just, nah, get back. He's taking that one again. You little shits. Gareth O'Brien's second chance. First time I've seen it. If you've seen it before, let me know. All right, number 3, stop the clocks. This is the story of, the story of the weekend, really, is that Wakefield Trinity, everyone's favourite for wooden spoon of the year, beat the current World and Super League champions, current league leaders, and until recently current Challenge Cup holders. Massive achievement. At about 72, 73 minutes into that game, at which point it was 16 points to 6. Wigan getting basically battered the game, to be honest. Because I say battered because you can't really batter a team that's got Farrell, December, French, Field, Kieran. You can't nil those people. Thompson, Wardle. You can't nil that team. You probably also can't put 50 points on them. So what you have to do to get the battering qualifications, look at the stats. The stats were all over. In every single stat, Wakefield were on top of Wigan, and by a margin in this game. So Wigan weren't winning by any stretch. They weren't even close to it. So at 72 minutes, there's one of these weird stoppages where it's a communications issue, and Matty Pete has gone public or vocal or whatever he's done, however it's got out there. Someone's got hold of Matty Pete complaining about this. We had a stoppage, and it just meant that we couldn't finish the game properly. I just think it's a shame that we couldn't finish the game properly. And when I first heard this, I thought probably the same as everybody else. Fuck off, Pete, you wanker. You lost for the 3rd time this year. Just leave it alone. Just accept your victory, your loss, and move on. But I do think it's a bit shit. I mean, this is the second time I think this season that we've had a mic outage, and I think it was either the first game of the season or that Lee Hull game. I can't remember which. It was the Lee Hull game where the clock broke. And they were literally like, all right, well, I guess we can't play without a clock. Hey, who's got the fanciest watch? Tom Briscoe's dad's got a Rolex. He can keep time for us. Come on. And it was like I don't sound like Luke Geary, but it was kind of a pathetic state of affairs, wasn't it? The clock's broken. We can't get the clock to work. We can't play on. Same here. My mic's broken, so we have to stop play at 72 minutes when Wigan have got the ball and they're on a roll and they're about to break into Wakefield's half and potentially do something interesting. I understand what Pete was trying to say here with this. He just probably shouldn't have said it, to be honest, because both teams stopped, didn't they? And Wakefield, out of the two teams, were way better role than Wigan were. It's just that Wigan had the ball. They were about to, I think it was like the second or third tackle, I can't remember. So they were pushing. It didn't happen for them. Stoppage because the mic. It is a bit shit, but it is what it is. As they would say in France, c'est la vie. Ooh, Huddersfield's risky challenge. Sip my beer here. This is an odd one because it's not something that I patently disagree with, but I thought it was an interesting choice. So, Hudders again, another upset this weekend was Huddersfield versus Warrington. The Huddersfield Giants versus the Warrington Wolves. I think if you look at the numbers, it was something like 10 versus 8 coming into it. So, not really on paper in terms of the rankings, not a massive mismatch, but in terms of points scored, points against, what they've actually done this season. Warrington were just in the Challenge Cup final and bloody did a great job. It was a fantastic game. Huddersfield had a great game against Wigan last week, but other than that, still only won one game all season. At this point in the game that I'm talking about, Huddersfield are, I think, 10-0 up or maybe 12-6 up. I can't remember which. It's 39 minutes into the first half. So with a buzzer, the guy is ready to press that buzzer. And there's a call and knock on behind the try line. Huddersfield go up to the screen. It's a Huddersfield knock on. They go up to the screen with the captain's challenge to challenge this knock on, which means they would get the ball back. Sure. They're going to get the ball back. But these knock on challenges are particularly difficult, aren't they? It's literally what camera do you favour over the other for a knock on or a forward, something like that. And to do it 39 minutes into the half, I mean, they could really have just kicked it, wellied it downfield, and just maybe done 3 tackles, something like that, and then that's the end of the half. You go in safe. In the end, it worked out for them, and that's kind of why I'm not against this. I don't begrudge anyone's captain's challenge. Just use it. But they were on a roll right before half time, and they choose to call this challenge just a little bit risky for me, because if they lose it, that's a massive disadvantage. We've already seen some kind of weird dynamic going on with captain's challenge. As soon as someone loses the captain's challenge, yours is worth so much more, because it's like a golden ticket at that point, isn't it? You've got control of the referee. You can make the referee do whatever you want. You can call a stoppage whenever you want. You can challenge a decision whenever you want, and the other team can't do that to you. So it was risky, but it worked ultimately. So this number 4 might be a bit of a dud one, to be honest. But welcome your thoughts. When should you use captain's challenges? What do you think about it? All right, number 5. No kick Kieran. This was a weird one. So, again, that game, Wakefield versus Wigan, that everyone in St Helens and Hull were watching with bated breath, just because. I think it was like 79 minutes, and Jay Field pulled the Bevan French, did a little chip over the line, followed his own kick, scored a try. Lovely stuff. Again, 79 minutes. This brings the score to 16-10. Now, we saw the week before against Huddersfield, they scored a try on 80 minutes, which won them the game. So this is dangerous territory now for Wakefield, isn't it? This is, squeaky bum time, as they say, too frequently. I don't really like that expression. So 16-10, you do the maths and you think, all right, I've got basically 50 seconds here to pull off a converted try, but wherever it is, where I stand now. I could risk taking the kick and missing, but then there's less time on the clock. So Kieran, the whole Wigan team, you know, communally just say, "No, we're not taking the kick," and they all go set up for the kickoff to them because it's their ball. Aaron Moore is enjoying a refreshment at this point. You know, it's a hot day, very hot day on Friday it was. Aaron Moore's enjoying a refreshment now. You know, a try scored, a couple of seconds off. So the clock's still ticking down. And eventually it gets to 79 minutes and 50 seconds. And he kind of looks to Wigan and goes, "Oh, wait a minute. All right, yeah, time off. What are you doing?" And he goes, "We're not." Wigan say, "We're not taking the kick. We're just gonna play on. Can we have that time back?" He goes, "No, you didn't tell me you were going to do that. So the time's run down now. You've lost it." And I did feel really bad for the players because they'd obviously made a strategic decision not to grab those 2 points, which, you know, in the grand scheme of the season don't matter. They're by far ahead on points difference. I think even ahead of Hull KR. But the way in which that happened, I mean, the Saints fan in me says, you little shits. The person in me says, "Oh, God, you got to let him go out on the shield. You got to give him that 50 seconds to try and do something magical." Because it happened last week and those Wigan fans were elated. The whole league was stunned last week, I think, when they scored that try on 80 minutes. They could have done it here, but they just didn't tell the referee. And it's so harsh that you can't get that time back, but you can't. So, lesson to everyone. If you want to skip a kick, tell the ref immediately and get him to stop the clock. All right, come and bringing it home now. Roaring Robertson, Rapid Robinson, Robertson Rocket. We all know what I'm talking about here, guys. It's been everywhere. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're about to. So, Leeds versus Saints, again. These are the big games of the weekend, so, the upsets or whatever. It's 4-0. I think, it's 2-0 at this point. I think it's about 23 minutes into the game. Tristan Saylor, Saints are attacking. Like I say, they've been in the Leeds line, in the Leeds 40, loads. They were really winning that territory battle. Saylor fires a pass out to Dion Cross, I believe it was. The old veteran, that salty dog, Ryan Hall, chips it up, grabs the ball cleanly, and just fucking legs it down the field. Now, I was out of the game, of course. It was a weird thing to see because, one, you're thinking, fucking hell, Ryan Hall has still bloody got it, hasn't he? Look at that guy go. I love Ryan Hall. Everybody does. He's one of those people you just can't dislike, even if he's playing against your team. He's fucking doing it, man. He's gliding down the pitch. But he's not going that fast. Like it's not like a Matty Ashton runaway try, or even an Ash Hanley runaway try. He's not going so. I mean, he's faster than me, of course, but he's not going he's not breaking records with speed. But still, he caught the ball so unexpectedly and so cleanly, and got that head start that the Saints players just couldn't catch him. And being in the stadium, you saw him go, and you kind of just saw, unspoken, of course, one by one, you realised each player wasn't going to get him. So, first, you see that Dion Cross is never going to make it. Then you see, actually, probably Dagnall's probably not going to get him either. And then you're like, shit, not even Tristan Saylor's going to do it. And then you go, what the fuck is Delaney doing? What business has he got chasing down Ryan Hall? George Delaney, you kidding me? And then out of nowhere, the other side of the field, the opposite centre to what we're talking about, a little red and white scrum cap appears like a gazelle out of nowhere. just comes from his left. Ryan Hall has no idea. He's not expecting any of this. He's looking over his shoulder, his right shoulder, for Dagnall, the winger. That's the only person that can catch him, surely. But he didn't bank on some bloody genius little centre from Widnes, I think, in a white scrum cap, pulling off the perfect tackle. Now, Ryan Hall probably outweighs him by about 4 stone. That notwithstanding, what Robertson does here is he grabs the ball from underneath, spins Hall around, kind of gets under him, holds the ball up a little bit. Now, if you watch the replay, you can see that Robertson's technique was sound. It was good. It was perfect. It was excellent. But he didn't quite have enough to defeat that old salty dog Hall, because he's still wriggling around. He's still going for the line. So, like Avengers assemble, again, from nowhere, Owen Dagnall comes in and he gets his shoulder, I think, just under the ball. He tackles the ball as well. The ball that Robertson's got hold of and Hall's got hold of. Dagnall comes in and just gives it a fucking shoulder just to get it out there. All those people that you saw drop off one by one, all of a sudden come back into play, and they drag Ryan Hall out. And to be in the stadium at that point was weird, because you'd gone from hearing maybe 2,000 blue shirts down at that end, cheering, to as soon as the touch judge waves his flag on the floor, the 10,000 other people in that stadium just fucking on their feet. Yes, it was the best moment of the night. I think it was the best moment of the weekend, and it was all because some 19-year-old kid from the Northwest somewhere decided that he was gonna fucking skin a veteran, and it was great. It was perfect. It's what rugby league is made of, right? So there it is. That's enough from me. That's my 6 again this week. What were your 6 agains this week? What did you think of round 15? Let me know. Please let me know in the comments. I like getting comments from people. So comment, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more of it. Again, head over to Spotify, X, follow me over there. I'll be back maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, realistically, with my predictions for round 16. So I'll see you then. Enjoy your Thursday.